everyone, it's Lisa from My Dream is Soap. Welcome to my channel. Now it's soap challenge time again today, and what we've got to do this month is Dot Mandala Designs. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Anyway, we are allowed with this challenge to actually make the designs, the dots in our soaps, any way we like. And there's a variety of ways you can do them: by piping into the base of a mould, then covering that with soap, or you can do it by making the soap first and then piping afterwards, or whatever way you can think of making the dot designs. I'm going to do mine with a combination of some soap dough and then poured soap. Now, as you probably know me, I normally like my soaps to have a design that goes all the way through them. So I was thinking about doing what we call the polka dot technique and having embeds going all the way through the soap. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to have some rounder soaps, and I actually wanted to have the design going down the sides as well. So that stops me from actually having it going all the way through, because I wouldn't be able to do the sides. So what I'm going to do is I've got a selection of soap doughs. I've got 3 different neon colours, and as you can see, I've just started rolling out this pink neon. And the first thing I need to do is cut out a whole load of dots to put into my design. Now I've got a few things to use. I've got like a pen cap that I've cleaned out, so I'm just going to use that. And these little spatulas just by the side are just so I can roll that soap dough all to a similar, or the same thickness. Right, so I'm just going to go through. Okay, and use that just to cut out these little shapes that I need. It's going to be a bit of a long drawn out process, and you see, and then I've got to push it out of this little cap. There we are, there's one of mine. I'm just going to pop a little bit of rubbing alcohol on here to help me get this to free out a little bit better. Oh, that was better. So I'm just doing one mould set of these, so I'm going to have 4. These are going to be my very centre bits. And then what I need to do is build up a pattern going all the way around the edge. So what I'm going to use to cut these out is, and you can use some special tools for this, but I didn't want to buy any extra special tools. I'm just going to use here some little piping tips and just use those. So I'm going to start with the smallest one. I wonder if I can do it. That's it. See, that rubbing alcohol is actually helping. Now I could obviously extrude a strip of soap dough, but the problem is every time I cut it, it would then ruin the round shape. So that's why I'm doing it like this. This is not difficult to do. It's going to be just a little time consuming. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to gradually, as you can see, I've got various shapes. I'm going to gradually go through and make these. I'm going to do 3 different colours of neons to actually complete my design. So I'm just going to carry on, because I'm sure you don't want to watch me endlessly punching little bits of soap out. I'm not sure if that will work. I did a double one there. Ooh, look, that worked quite well. Ooh, that to me worked quite well. Let me try, see if I can get a few at a time. Hey, I can do that. That's good. Right, so I'm just going to carry on with those and then I'll come back when I've done them all. I've now cut out all of those little circles that I need. So I've got my 2 colours of pink, then my 2 sizes of pink, 2 sizes of the yellow, and 2 sizes of the orange. This is a silicone mould, so obviously if I just popped a thing in a silicone mould, it's going to move all around when I put the soap in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet the mould, and then what should happen, and I'm being quite generous with the water there, what should happen is that because I'm going to pop these in wet, when the water evaporates it should stick the little embed to the mould. Okay, so therefore when I pour the soap on, hopefully they'll stay in the same place. So let's see if I can get it so you can see these. So I'm just going to start with a bigger dot in the middle. Get that pushed in. Okay, then I'm going to go around with these diddly little ones. Gosh, this is going to be fiddly. And the key thing is I want them to stay nice and flat and stick well to the bottom. Okay, so I think I'm going to just try to get them in there upright first, and then move them into position. So it seems, I think that's a quicker way to do it. So, right, I'm going to try and push these into position. Gosh. Okay, I think 9 is all I'm going to get round there. So let's get that 10th one out. Now you can buy little templates and everything from your little dot design and that to put them all in exactly the right place. I'm kind of just eyeballing mine a little bit. Okay. So what I'm hoping is that when that water evaporates, then it will adhere those embeds to the base of the silicone mould long enough to hold it nice and still whilst I pour in the soap. So I'm now just going to go into my next colour. So I want 9 of these. Okay, so same as last time I think. I'm just going to get them in there up the right way and then push them into position. Ideally, I think I'd like to squish them a little bit closer together, but the problem with that will be is I won't be able to get soap between them, and then I'll have little holes in between the shapes. So I'm quite happy with that. So then I've got my orange ones. Okay, so there we've got that first one. Now I think what I'm going to do with these larger ones is I want to squash them up the side, but I think I might leave that to set up a little bit first before I try and go in and squash those on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the camera and fill up all the rest of these and then come back when I'm ready to do those bigger ones for the finish. So I finished off all of the dots in those little silicone moulds and they're off drying now. And what I've got here is my oils for my soaps. It's just going to be a plain base colour. It had to be a plain base for the challenge. So I've just got a plain base here of my oils and I've put my activated charcoal straight into my oils because it's just going to be a single black colour in the base of the soap. Right, so let's get those blended up. Here's my lye solution and my sodium lactate. And the fragrance I'm using is Blackcurrant Licorice, and that's from Scent Perfect. Now this has actually got quite a low usage rate. It's only 2.7% usage rate, but it's a really, really strong fragrance. So that 2.7% is absolutely plenty. Okay, so I've got my little dotty soaps there. I've put them on a tray so I can move them easily. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very, very carefully start pouring these in. Really don't want my little dots to move if at all possible. Okay, it's just using that tiny funny little spatula to break the fall. Okay, I'm just going to hope that that doesn't move the dots. I think that's fine, so those can go away overnight. Here are our little round soaps. They're actually about 3 days old now they've been in this mould. So let's get them unmoulded and see what we've got. I'm just hoping obviously that my dots are showing and that I haven't got too much soap on the outside of them. Let's have a look. Aha! Oh, that's come out really well. There we go. Oh, they've come out really pretty. I did do one slightly different. One of them I put the dots around the outside. So, oh, there it is. Look. But it's just really, I found it really hard to squash them on there. So, I got one of them like that, which is fine. We can have them different. And then my last one the same. So there we are. Yeah, I think they've actually come out really well, haven't they? They look quite cute. Now, obviously, the dots don't go all the way through the soap, which is not something that I really like, but I do think they've actually come out quite well. I may put a couple of extra little bits on them, and if I do that, I'm not sure whether I will. I might just leave them like that. I would do that with an inlaid design technique, or I might just punch a little hole in and put some more soap dough in. But we'll see. If you see that on the final picture, then you'll know that I did that, but I may just leave them as they are.
And here we are with a final photo of the soaps. As you can see, with that one with dots around the outside, I thought those dots were a little bit large, so I added some little black dots back into those bigger orange circles that we've got there. And I did make another soap. If you may have noticed that when I was doing the pour, I had quite a bit of soap left over, so I just poured it into some just plain moulds, and the other one at the front on the left hand side, I then did that one afterwards by punching holes in the soap and then just filling them back in with some soap dough. So that was another way of doing it, and I liked that way of doing it as well. It was again really quite time intense, all of it was, but they've come out with some quite cute designs. Anyway, I hope you like these soaps and you've enjoyed the video. If you have, it would be great if you gave me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see what I'm making in the future, why not subscribe to my channel? Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy soaping.